Praise Rainer for. Oh well, actually, wait. Is the stream going? Stream is up. Okay. I want to praise Rainer for taking on managing Martin Kopelman and his large donation, making sure that goes through really well. It's amazing to have you and to know that I can pass that off and it's just going to work out really well. I also want to praise Santi for very similar things. It's like, oh man, NFTs has been a problem for so long, and it's like, okay, can we have someone like it's something that Giveth needs to do, and it's like finally we have someone who can execute and make it happen and push it forward. And Santi, you do it better than everyone. I always want to praise Lauren for the incredible Twitter. Like it just never fails. Twitter is always on fire, and there's so many good things happening every day. So thank you. Praise so much goes to Lauren. And I also want to praise Mitch and Ashley for coming to our house, and we're having a little hackathon and a little fun sesh this week or the next 2 days, and a little slumber party. Give a slumber party. It's really fun. And I'll pass it to Heather.
I would like to praise Claire for our check-in this week, Freshell for all of the onboarding that she's doing for Nico this week, and also praise him for just being really enthusiastic and excited. I want to praise Monique for helping me be a liaison between possible developers, and I want to praise Ahmad for all of his I can't talk today. All of his work in doing the onboarding videos, and I'm probably at 45 seconds, so I will pass it to Mitch.
I unmuted. You can talk.
Okay. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, great. Praise for Shell for pushing role proposals out, including outreach and support, and shilling the buddy reviews constantly. Lauren for keeping the Giveth Twitter updated, looking fire. And Lauren for leading the Give Economy and the Give Economy research calls. Griff and Jesse for reviewing givebacks. Yas for a nice one-to-one call. I'm talking about tokenomics and bonding curves. Griff, Lauren, and Ashley for hanging out IRL in Casa Amor. Ramin, Monique, Carlos, and Matteo for fast responses while I'm testing the DApp. Z-Way for creating this amazing formula in Python that'll help us calculate give matching. And Danny Bell for a nice IRL chat about vesting and the history of Giveth. And I will pass it on to Clara.
Everyone. This week I'd like to praise Ashley for being a great buddy, and I'm very happy to have her back. And everyone who took part in the strategy session, I've put names in the praise channel. Thank you for attending. There were so many great ideas and I learned a lot. Praise Jesse for all the hard work behind the scenes, Katabi for great ideas and demos, Melody and Raina for their outreach and sharing their experience and all the work that went into the prep and presentation of Strat Session, Heather for being so lovely and checking in with me, and to all the governance team for taking care of Giveth, and Freshell for always pushing the review process and sending me info. Oh, and I pass it to. I came a bit late, so I don't know who's gone. So at a guess, I am going for Santix.
Thank you. I want to give praise this week, especially for everyone that put it together this amazing one-on-one Giveth course. The presenters, Griff and Mitch, Lauren for putting it, Shuba for posting the Medium post, and I'm sure I'm leaving someone else there. So I just want to give praise for everyone that took part on that. It was a great initiative. I'll pass it to Ashley.
Hey everybody, good morning. I want to praise, here, let me bring out my document. I want to praise Monique, Mo, Carlos for working to integrate the verification form into the application. I want to praise Katavi and Claire for participating in a brainstorming session around Communitas and Connect collaboration. I want to praise Lauren and Griff for hosting a sleepover work party. I want to also praise Lauren for leading so many different working groups and initiatives with like infectious enthusiasm. I want to praise Melody for meeting with me for our buddy review call today, as well as Nicola and Freshell earlier in the week. I want to praise Kotabe for working to facilitate partnerships and exploring ways to reward builders and collaborators. And I think I'm at 45 seconds. I have more. I'm going to put it in the channel. Oh, I have 5 seconds. I can keep going. I want to praise Mitch for getting the give backs around 11 votes up in the NR Give DAO. And yeah, there we go. And I will pass it to Kotabe.
Hey, thanks. GM everyone. Okay, I'll start as soon as possible because otherwise I won't have enough time. Praise Ahmad and congratulations to everyone that was involved on the donor one-on-one onboarding. Man, that was amazing. Too bad about the type form, but it's great. Praise Santix for pushing forward, like having some revenues for Giveth. Praise Griff and Mateo for always helping me to get myself around everything. Praise Clara, praise Ashley for the working session yesterday. Oh my God, Ashley, I'm so happy that you're back. Hey, praise everyone for doing an excellent job. Yeah, I have more praise to ditch. I will do it on the praise channel. Anyways, I'll pass it to Nick Balls.
Yeah, hello, hi everyone. I'd like to give my praise to everyone who are here in this call. Praise to Freshell for everything, for being super patient in our daily check-ins, and for walking me through all the processes here in General Magic and Giveth, and for introducing me some of the tools like OpenLaw and the others, and also praise to Heather, for helping me start with the new task for reminding me to research for a contributors database. Praise to Ahmad for helping us out, for helping Freshell and me. And praise to Mo, Alariza, and everyone who I chatted this week here in Discord for being super responsive. Yes, and for posting your role proposals. I'm passing it on to Rodri.
Hi everyone. I want to praise Mo, Tosimi, Marco, and Mio for amazing design team. I want to praise Rosel for always help me. I want to praise all the team for staying here and amazing work and given. I want to praise our dev team. I pass to, I don't know, and Giant King.
Sorry. Giant Kin's deafened, so but I can pass it for you. Let's throw it to Ahmad.
Awesome. Jam, everyone. I like to praise everybody here. I like to praise Lauren for all the help with the donor course and the newsletter and all of her great works on just managing comms. And I'm glad that we're finally getting support, finally. I like to praise Nico for jumping in on the HR process. Always on time, great work. I like to praise Moshe Hab for all his work in his first month and for getting onboarded super quickly. I like to praise Rainer and Melody for the great strategy session that they ran earlier. And I have a bunch more praise. I'll put it in the channel. Let me pass it on to Benz. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you. Praise Freshell for answering questions and support. Praise Melody, Reiner, Clara for leading the discussion in the Connect brainstorm session. Praise Mitch for info and walkthrough on Garden's process. Ashley for helping support on the donor course distro of the POAP and getting that closed out. Everyone else who worked on the donor course, it's exciting to see that go out. Praise Giantkin for asking questions I didn't know I had about DAO governance and Aragon, and praise Heather for reaching out with support. Gosh, I'll pass to... Did Frashel go yet? I might have missed it.
Hey everyone, so I want to praise Ashley for the great buddy call this week, and so grateful to have an awesome buddy and have someone I can comfortably talk to. I want to praise Muhammad for fixing the trace issue that we encountered so quickly, like very, very lightning fast response. Thank you, Muhammad. I want to praise Nico for helping out on the role proposals and onboarding and HR processes. I want to praise Griff for executing the first batch of payments. I want to praise Amin, Chari, Carlos, Suga, Alreza, and Moshe Hab for posting their role proposals in the forum. I'll pass it to Lauren.
I'd like to praise Mitch and Griff for all the awesome talks on give matching and vesting distributions. I want to praise Mitch for also being a badass tester, and we rely on him so much. I want to praise Steve, Life is for Living, for awesome Twitter support and advice and being really flexible with the schedule. I want to praise Ahmad, Suga, Benz, Griff, Jack, and Ashley for getting the Giveth Donor 101 course out the door, especially Ahmad, who did so much work on that, editing all the videos. I want to praise Ashley for investigating Typeform and being a great liaison between comms and Giveth Connect. I want to praise Rainer, Melody, and Claire for putting together the Giveth strategy brainstorming session. I want to praise Sim for creating awesome content planning and strategy resources. I want to praise Todd, Yas, Griff for all the work on forum posts explaining region, pool, and Angelville. I want to praise Sam, Amin, Mo, and Griff for critical work on Give Power. And now Mateo's jumping in there with the front end support. I want to praise Santi for keeping up on all things Giveth NFTs, collecting feedback, explaining all the details. I want to praise Suga for asking great questions, for voting in the garden, for writing and queuing great content. I want to praise Monique for keeping dev issues organized. I can hear Griff's timer. He's in the background. Okay, well, I have more praise in the chat, and I'll pass it to Tossin.
Hi, everybody. So I want to praise the design team. I want to praise Rudico. I want to praise Mo, and I want to praise Mio for doing great work on the Giveth platform. I want to praise Lauren for saying to everything, especially Give Power. I want to praise Claire, Give Connect working group session we had. It was really, really great. And I want to praise everybody for actually building and continuing to support the Giveth platform. So, I don't know, I'll pass to Griff again. Please pick the next person.
Nice, thanks, man. Let's throw it over to Danny. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here, but I can't jump in for praise or say much. I can just listen right now. I'm having internet troubles and trying to fix them. But praise to you. I'll type some praise into the channel for you guys. I've been diving in. I want to praise Lauren in particular for really working on things behind the scenes. And I know it's not always visible. And thank you for being so awesome.
I can pass it for you. Let's throw it over to, I don't know how to say your handle. Deane?
Yeah, hey, I'm Dan.
Take it.
Yeah, you can just call me Dan. I would like to give praise to Mateo. You were helping out when we were developing out the Give Vaults, answering a bunch of development questions, and thanks to Karmatic Acid for Lauren for taking the Give Vaults with open arms and prompting a review of the code and making sure it's not a scam. Very important. And Griff, thank you for hopping to the Discord and boosting the morale and open up the issues. Greatly appreciated. Appreciate the community. I'll pass it over back to you, Griff. I'm not sure who else hasn't gone.
Nice. Well, you flowed right into praise very well. Well done, Dan. Let's toss it to Giant Kin.
I'd like to praise Yas for the Regen and Angel Vaults discussions ongoing and pushing it forward, and Lauren for always pushing everything forward, and Griff just being Griff. Right? Back to you, Griff.
Nice. Then let's throw it to Mateo.
Sure, thank you, Griff. Hey, happy Thursday, guys. I want to praise Dan, Deanne, for developing the Give Vault. Really cool product, man. Thank you. I want to praise Mitch for expressing his concerns and making a post on some measures for the Give token and how we should act in this bear market. I want to praise all the development team. You guys are amazing. I love working with you all. I want to praise Freshell and Griff for handling the payments and all of that boring stuff that we have to do. And I'll stop it there. I'll pass it to Moshe Hab.
Thanks, Mateo. Hello, everyone. I want to praise Heather for introducing me to the Graviton training. I did my first session last Tuesday. Thank you, Heather. I want to praise Amin Muhammad for their great work on our service map. Pushed up one step for expanding our applications. I want to praise Suraif for jumping into our ecosystem and starting to build. I want to praise Kai for being there and handling access. I want to praise Ahmad, Freshell, and Nico for helping me with the role proposal. And yeah, that's it for me. I'll hand it over to Heather. Have you gone?
She went already, but I can pass it for you. There's only a couple people left. I think Rainer, you still have to go.
Yeah, I want to praise Melody and Claire for the great preparation of the second strategy workshop that we've had with the Giveth Connect group. I want to praise Griff for the great discussion that we had on our German donor. I want to praise Tosin, Lauren, Griff, Kotabi, Nicola, Ashley, Ahmad, Sim, Oki, Suga, Benz, Katarina, and all the others that were sharing the wisdom in the second Giveth Connect strategy workshop. And I want to praise Melody for opening the door to talk about DAOs in Germany, where the two of us are going to present in Berlin in a couple of weeks. I'll pass on to Vbamba1111, whoever that is, I'm not sure.
Hey Vbamba, is your mic working? Almost.
Someone unmuted.
Yeah, she's unmuting, but sometimes just. Oh yes, it's working now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
good. Okay. Hi. Well, I want to give praise to Griff for having me here, and it's been really interesting. And I want to give praise to Heather for giving me all of the onboarding information, and praise to Ahmed for answering my questions, and praise to everybody that had me on the strategy meeting yesterday because I learned a lot. And I'll pass it back to Griff.
Great. Well, let's see. We still have. Well, Mo just slid in. Mo, do you want to dish any praise? No, Mo does not want to dish praise. Oh, okay. Maybe he does. Mo, are you able to unmute? No? Okay, cool. Well, I just want to say thank you all for coming to the community call. It's a special one because look who's showing. Oh, Mo, you're back.
Sorry, no, just go ahead. I'm not bringing your excitement. Just go ahead. I praise my praise on the praise channel. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay, Mo. It's great. But yeah, sure. Let's get this party started. I want to say this is a special one because this is the first time I've ever seen Giant Kin's face. Oh my God, he turned on his video. I thought he was just like a buff like Viking dude, but he's not. He's a real human. This is amazing. So let's get this party started. So welcome to Community Call 1115 or 115. You just witnessed praise, and for everyone who's new, praise is a cultural thing that we love to push. But actually ends up with not just being words, it ends up being money. So people get give tokens, which is governance power in our DAO. So if you want people to get those give tokens for your praise, you actually have to write them down in any channel in our Discord, !praise. and then praise the people for why they deserve the praise. And not only will you feel great about giving gratitude and it just like is all these happy feelings, the people who you dish praise to will actually get give tokens because of your work. So that's super cool. It's time to donate for that round 11 POAP. I think it's over next week, right? Or this Friday. So this is the last chance to donate. So definitely get in there and get that round 11 POAP. Also, there's the Commons Prize vote. This is the wrong link, but there is a snapshot up if you want to finish off. I saw Ahmed voted, so that's super cool. But if you guys want to vote for the Commons Prize vote, it's up on Snapshot. Check out those links. And also, Graviton training has started. We already have Moshe Hab in there, which is great. And if anyone else is interested in learning how to keep the gravity, like the relational fabric of a community strong, definitely recommend Graviton training in the TC Discord. And of course, our type forms. So if you see anybody doing something that they could improve on, or if someone's doing really well and you want them to hear about it from their buddy, fill out the contributor type form. This is how we stay flat and nimble, and we can review each other's without having managers review everybody, right? So definitely, if you fill out this type form about someone, then it will be given to their buddy, and they can pass the information along, positive or negative. And if you want a really good buddy review, make sure to fill out the self-review type form. So check that out before your buddy calls. And with that, we can just jump straight into the working groups section and the community circle. Let's toss it over to Lauren for the communications working group.
Thanks, Griff. I'll let you manage the share screen. Cool. So as you may have heard, new and hot in the Giveth ecosystem is our Giveth Donor 101 video series. So this free video series was many months in the making and with a lot of effort from the comms team. So it's a video series designed to explain to new users what is Giveth, how to create a wallet, how to fund your wallet, how to donate. And there's lots of awesome content in there. Even if you're really seasoned and you know how to donate, you could learn some things with some of the videos about regen farms or voting in the garden, creating a proposal. It's basically kind of like your one-on-one on everything you need to know about Giveth. So it's a great resource for sharing with new donors, new projects, or anybody on the team. Check it out if you haven't already. There's a great blog written by Suga that gives you a little cheat sheet and some awesome links in there. And check out our tweet thread as well. There's also a course, but our type form is having some issues. A quiz, but our type form is having some issues right now. So it'll be ready soon. Also, we have a new newsletter platform. We're going to be having the newsletter on review, which is an awesome platform that actually allows us to put a subscription to our newsletter on our Twitter page. So if you go to the Giveth Twitter page, you can actually subscribe with your email directly on the page. It's like a great way of bringing in new subscribers on the platform. Also, since we're on our Twitter page right here, you can oh, wow, nice. Just subscribe. You can check out our new Twitter bio and our new banner. Praise to everybody who helped support putting this bio together. The goal is to kind of explain what we are in briefest of terms. And the new banner up at the top, if you scroll up, Griff, it shows, welcome to the future, giving, donate, crypto, get rewarded. So I'm super excited about that. Also, the Commons Prize is just happening over in our quarter of the universe, but right with our neighbors. The Commons Prize final votes are happening, and there was actually a lot of projects submitted to the Commons Prize that were super amazing projects. Not all of them are going to get the Commons Prize. Only one will be able to get the Commons Prize, but all these projects could be on Giveth. So I tweeted about it and asked all these projects to jump on, and I'm hoping that we could do some outreach to these projects as well. So we're going to be working with the comms team and reaching out to the Connect working group too to try to onboard these amazing projects onto our platform. Also, ETH Barcelona is coming up, and there have been some great chats about setting up swag. Since we're sponsoring with a silver sponsorship, we're going to actually have a booth. So we're working on some new swag that we'll be able to hand out at the conference, stickers, and we're thinking about hats and maybe bags, and there's some coordination going on in there about awesome swag. Coming soon, the Giveth Hitchhiker's Guide. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Giveth Galaxy blog post is finished. We're just waiting for the right time to publish it. And this is a guide that's going to kind of explain how all of our orgs are related. Main newsletter's coming out really soon as well. Also, we're actively working on our content planning and growth strategy, trying to get all of the system set up and organized in order to push Giveth comms forward. Griff is going to Austin very soon to represent at a consensus conference. He's going to be giving a talk about Giveth. Also, here are some tweets from friends. Marco was at Block Split. The Give Elk dual rewards elk farm went live. Griff was featured. This is a really cool one. Griff was featured in Decential. It's a blog. It's a blog, and it's an awesome blog with an awesome talk about crypto anarchy and how like regen economies are really going to be the future of Give and are just going to change the whole way our world is structured. It's a super awesome, inspiring blog that I would definitely encourage you to check out. Also, our new tweet from the DAP that says "Imagine a future." It's actually our vision statement. Has been getting some action on Twitter. People have been going to the page and sharing our vision. Also, check out this tweet about the NFT integration. And yeah, the TC's on Giveth. Anyway, lots going on in there. You can click all the links and check out those tweets and reshare them if you feel so inclined. But in the interest of time, I will pass it now to the Connect working group.
Hi there, that's me today. So, updates. So we had the second strategy workshop 2 days ago. You will find a link to the Miro board and a link to the video recording here. Our topic was which projects should Giveth try to track to the platform? And thanks so much for all your insights. You can see a lot of the sticky notes here. We're still sort of harvesting the insights. The most important outcomes, I think, are first, we're thinking about experimenting with focusing outreach on 3 niches, the Global South, crypto native projects, and projects more in the sort of anarchy community-based scene. We'll also try to get a few flagship projects with proven impact on board. For example, Extinction Rebellion, Good Lobby, or some others that have a great track record already. We identified a lot of sort of for good/funder networks that we could go through to get to these kinds of projects in these 3 niches. We will collect the most favorite projects of you and the team and also of our major donors to understand a bit better how we could in one step sort of extend to really attractive projects that might be willing to come on board. And we're also thinking about potentially changing some of our external messaging to work more with these or approach more of these sort of niches that we identified. 2 things coming up. We're planning a forum post on project ranking, which means how could we best combine sort of the different components here, give power, curation, the verification process, ideas around delegates and impact orientation, and how could that all combine to some kind of ranking idea algorithm on the platform. And we're planning a 3rd strategy workshop on the topic of impact in around 2-3 weeks. We'll sort out sort of scheduling issues with Ashley also. I think that's the most important stuff. And I'll pass on to which one's the next? Builders, I think. Yeah,
that's me. Thank you. Okay, so very exciting updates this week. So I had a call with Josesa from Iron Hack, which is a source of tech talent. The intention is to attract talent to decentralized building for on-demand kind of like tasks, for part-time or maybe for full-time jobs at Giveth or our partners. So there is on the link there is a forum proposal. I would love to get your opinions on that. Then there's also a forum proposal to start piloting D-Work. Basically, D-Work is the intention with D-Work is to prioritize our development. The intention is to manage our bounties, to help our stewards to manage bounties, to help our stewards to incentivize the community. So there is also a proposal for that. Please check it out, give your opinions, and let's see if we can pilot it to try it out. And finally, ReFi Token Engineering is here today. Jugan is here today. He will be in the community spotlight. He'll talk about a little bit of what their intentions are. So super excited to hear them. And yeah, that's it from my part. I'll pass it back to you, Riff.
Cool. And I will just jump into the platform circle. And straight to the development group. I think this is you, Mateo, right?
Yeah, thank you, Reef. Next slide, please. Yeah. So, well, pretty much we are working super hard to make a new release. It's not yet for today as we usually do, but we're going to do it on Monday with really cool stuff. Starting with the verification application in the DApp is just 3 steps out of 8 done. It's almost there. The notification center backend services are also work in progress. The authentication microservice is, well, it's done, but it's not live. But it's pretty much done. Really cool. Using signing with Ethereum, we are going to get a better message than just next when you sign with MetaMask, and that's really, really great. We are dishing React context and moving to Redux Toolkit is going to make some improvements in performance in general. So that's done for almost every context in the application. So we are almost at that. Next week, you are going to see it. The Give Power homepage is done, but yeah, you won't see that until like in a couple of weeks when all the Give Power is done. The applying, the cold and ETH regen farm feedbacks are pretty much ready to go. We're just waiting for the addresses of mainnet to deploy that next week. We are also starting implementing the Give XDAI farm on Honeyswap. It's a work in progress that just began. And many hot fixes about the anonymous donations. That it's a really weird bug that we had to face yesterday, actually. That some IDs were just lost and we had no idea why, but we are working on it. But all donations are safe, so it's no problem. Yeah, that's it. I'll pass it back to you, Griff. Thank you.
Thank you, Mateo. Great updates, man. Always so much going on in the development working group. But let's throw it over to Lauren for a Give Economy.
Thanks, Griff. So some of the things Mateo already mentioned, Cold ETH Regen Farm, we're set to go live pretty soon, but we could use a little bit more testing. So if you would like to help and support, test the Cold ETH Regen Farm on the staging.giveth.io. We could really use just like a few extra eyes in there. Also, Give Power is coming along really, really well. We're getting started on the Give Farm side of Give Power. So that's what Mateo's getting started working on with the front end, and Sam has been working on the contracts, and Fabio's working on the subgraph, and we're basically even considering now to launch the staking and locking part of Give Power before locking the rest of Give Power. So it's like users will be able to stake and lock their Give in the Give Garden, and then later they'll be able to allocate their tokens. It'll be like Give Power coming soon, but you'll still have the staking and locking function, and you can earn greater rewards. We're working on extending the Give Farm, as Mateo mentioned, so I won't get too much into that. Regen Farm's outreach is continued. Nothing really close yet, but one celebration moment is that retroactive givebacks are done. So since last week, we sent out retroactive givebacks. We sent out a bunch of give to everybody who donated between the time when we did the cutoff for the give drop list and when we did the give drop. So before the givebacks program launched, we wanted to reward those donors as well. So if you donated early last year before we did the Give Economy launch, you've got give. You've got give from givebacks. Super exciting. Major praise to Mitch for being a great leader and pushing all that forward. On the research side of things, in the Give Economy Research Working Group, the Regen Pool, Angel Vault, Madness, there's tons of forum posts up there. The Ichi loan proposal, collateralizing the Regen Pool, collateralizing One Give, incentivizing fade deposits. There's all these moving parts to it, and it has come to our attention that this is getting very confusing. So Todd and I are working on a summary forum post that basically is like a TLDR of the whole system, and we're going to actually put it up on a snapshot and capture Give token holder votes to see if the community of Give holders likes this idea as a whole, but like condense it really well. So it's a nice one pager that people can understand if you haven't been keeping up on all that. So coming soon. In the world of token swaps, we're waiting on Shapeshift to sign a multi-sig transaction to actually get that one finished. And we're going to send our funds to the Gnosis Kapat key, and then that LP is going to get created for Gnosis. So both those token swap proposals are really close to being finished. We're also in conversations with GTC, with Prime, with Faye Tribe DAO community about doing token swaps there as well. If you haven't checked it out yet already, the Giveth Austerity forum post that Mitch just created is all about like, what are we going to do in the bear market? And like, how can we ensure that the Give token and the Give community lasts well throughout the bear market? So there's a lot of cool ideas in there, including like creating a nice token, a reputation token that gives you great benefits. So check it out if you haven't already. Also, there's a link here to, so this is another idea that's percolating from the research group, the UMA success token. You know, to be honest, I don't understand it that well yet, but there is a link to a document that Yas prepared explaining why this is useful, how it would work, what it would mean for Give. So if you want to jump into the Give economy research group and start kind of like wrapping your brain around these cool ideas for creating more Give token value, check it out. That's all I got. Pass it back to, or who am I passing it to? Design working group.
Hi everyone. So this week we were busy with mostly with some small tasks like verification form, the email that we sent for the verification form. Also, we were trying to finish the whole give back flow, and it's over, it's done, and we passed them over to the developers. For the Give cover, the design is ready. We just need to have some confirmation from the SAM, and also change some copy for staking and some other stuff. But overall, it's done. And also, just wait a second. Also, the project categories and filtering redesign is underway. We started working on them. I think we can have the design by the next 2 weeks. I wish, I hope, I mean, and yeah, that's it. And also we designed some new layers for Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Yeah, that's all. I pass it back to you. Oh, sorry, I have to remove this. I had a feeling that I removed this, but yeah, it's still there. Sorry.
No worries, Mo. Thanks a lot, man. I mean, I was going to say welcome back and welcome to Mio as well. If you see Mio, how do you say Mio? Is it Mio? Mo, do you want to?
Yeah, it's Mio. Yeah, it's Mio.
I haven't got to talk to Mio yet. I'm excited to. And but if anyone runs into Mio, definitely send them some love and welcome them to the team. So yeah, well, I'll take it for the governance working group. Vacation. So Benz, although, are you back, Benz? Or are you out?
I'm back. I still have a little bit of a drive, but I'm back.
Boom! Benz is back. And I think Ramin is also back, so good to see both of them back in the flow. Melody's going to be taking this next week off, and probably the most important thing here is and actually I noticed, Benz, you can't see this group, I don't think, but there is a new channel on Discord called Team Availability. If you think that you are going to take some time off and you can't find that channel, DM me or Ashley or any of the unicorns and make sure that you have the access to see that channel. We decided not to make it a public channel where it's like whenever you say that you're having vacation, that everyone who comes and strolls into the Giveth Discord can see. But so if you, but check out the Team Availability channel. That's where I'll be grabbing the information for this slide. So, and if you ever take vacation, tell everyone in that channel so that we know and we don't bug you. So yeah, and then on the governance side of things, buddy review calls, of course, fill out those type forms and talk to your buddy, find them and say, hey, how's it going? It's time. I know I have to schedule some buddy review calls because it's the end of the month. So I'm sure a lot of people do. There's a lot of interesting forum posts. There's the HR upgrade, which is still in full force and getting lots of action. Always check that out. And also, man, so many great role proposals. If you can, budget time to read those role proposals and comment and say welcome. Or if you don't like something in somebody's role, definitely don't be shy to reach out to them and tell them what they could improve on their role proposal. We also have the vesting, which is Mitch is pushing forward, and it's getting lots of development, interesting development. Something that actually Mitch, Ashley, and Lauren and I were working on last night, so that's cool. Definitely put in your thoughts in the Vesting and Beyond chat. It will have a lot of impact on pretty much everyone here. Austerity measures have already been talked about, but that's always worth a look. And actually, Dan already left, but he's got such a cool project, Give Vault. It's a very interesting project. Definitely check it out. He launched it with almost no coordination with us. We're still reviewing the smart contracts. So, don't just ape in like crazy, but definitely really cool project, and I think it's worth checking out their forum post. And as always, we are hiring. We're hiring rock stars. We already hired Nico and Mio, Todd Y. I think this is the last week I get to say his name, and we just hired Karina, who accepted the offer to become the comms lead. So that's really exciting. If you see any of these guys, definitely give them lots of love and welcome. It's always hard to come to a new place, especially when there's no office or anything. It's really like, what is even happening here? It's a weird world. So let's do everything we can to make sure everyone feels welcome. And if you know anybody who loves to make things pixel perfect and make sure everything is working correctly, we need QA testers. We can't keep having Mitch and Lauren and Ashley and whoever like a budget time for testing. We need someone to take it on full time. We actually don't need a comms. Well, hopefully we don't need a comms lead as long as Karina likes the job. And then we're always looking for a senior Solidity developer. If you know anyone, please tell them that they could use their powers for good with Giveth. We're also looking for UI designers and always DAO proposers. We got a very rich DAO to DAO ecosystem. So if you know anyone who loves writing forum posts and cat herding, definitely send them our way. And with that, I'll throw it over to Mitch for the DAO working group.
Thanks, Griff. Let's see here. Let's go down to the slide. So we've got a couple cool updates here. As Griff mentioned, role proposals, get them up. Once they've been up on for 5 days in the forum, and your advice looks good, you can go ahead and create a proposal on the NRGive DAO. Speaking of which, looking at the NRGive DAO, we've got quite a few things. We've got the core team compensation for April, as well as the general magic payment for April. A few role proposals, specifically from Rodri, Heather, and Yas. And givebacks just went up this morning to be voted through and distributed. So that'll be number 46 and number 47 on the Givebacks voting app. So you can go ahead and jump in and vote on those if you've got NRGive. In the Give Garden, wanted to highlight from the austerity measures post, I've taken the suggested settings updates and I made the vote to update them in the Give Garden. That vote will close in about 14 hours. Our settings are pretty tight still, so we don't have much time, but if you reviewed the settings and they look good, go ahead and vote on them with your GGive. Also in the Give Garden, we have the launch design phase for the PFP collection, the smart contract audit of the Give economy, further sponsorship for the Give integration in EVM CRISPR, and the sponsor ETH Barcelona top up. So if you guys have Give, wrap them, vote in the Give Garden. There's lots of stuff going on, so let's get some things happening there. Multi-sigs, nothing for now. Hopefully we'll be seeing something soon to move Give from the Giveth liquidity multi-sig to Gnosis to make the LP. And Snapshot, currently there is nothing for now. So that's it for the DAOs, and I'll pass it back to Griff.
Wow, thank you so much, Mitch. So much going on in our DAO this week and next, so definitely get in there and vote. Do your civic duty. And it is my honor to announce the community spotlight this week is Longtail Financial. They have a really cool project to bring Giveth into the token engineering scene. I assume that I should pass it to Jagad Bahati. to take it away and explain what Longtail Financial has up their sleeve.
Hey, thanks, Griff. First of all, a big thanks to you and to Dan, who's been helping me through just being introduced to everything that Giveth does and the way things work. So thanks for that. And I just wanted to use about 5 minutes to talk about. I'd love to share my screen actually, if I could. Just give me a second, guys. Yep. I hope you see my screen.
We see it. We see it.
Awesome. So, like Griff said, Longtail Financial would love to kind of use this opportunity to collaborate with Giveth, and we're presenting a refi bootcamp, which we like to call is a learning journey through regenerative finance. It's going to be an 8 to 9 week course, which is going to be sort of like a trained boot camp in refi. The boot camp is an open source curriculum development. That's the obviously the most interesting thing about it, and it's going to be a research oriented program, not academically oriented, and it's going to be launched in the summer of 2022, which is what we said. It'll cover an array of different concepts and topics from data science, mathematics to smart contract development and scientific writing, obviously with the theme of refi. All the alumni of the program and everybody going through the process itself will graduate with an enhanced knowledge in token engineering and can apply what they've learned in this industry in DeFi and refi. The idea of the program is to have this as run as multiple cohorts, with this being the very first, and which is why it's such a great opportunity for us to get in touch with Giveth. And we're proposing that the curriculum covers 4 different topics: refi, DeFi, and their primitives at the very beginning, modeling and simulation after that, and what we'd like to think is the unique part of the program is that we put the case studies and the projects at the very beginning of the program. Like we talk about these from the very beginning. Like it's sort of like a design thinking approach to the bootcamp. What does Giveth get as a gold sponsor? Giveth gets to propose capstone projects. They get to submit and edit the program curriculum. They get ability to push internal talent through a comprehensive learning opportunity, and of course, co-branding and co-promotion. I'd like to think of the LTF Refi Bootcamp with the vision of being a town square for token engineers. With Giveth as a gold sponsor, this bird only flies higher. Through my conversations with Griff and Dan, I've understood that Giveth is going to be such a great partner to us on this journey. And that's about it. Like it's a very short introduction. I'm happy to have a chat. Happy to have people join in our server, and of course DM me with any questions. Our sign up form is live, and I think that's the best place to get any further communication. We also have like a short medium explainer live. These links I can of course share in the community post later. But yeah, that's about it from me, and super excited to kind of chat about this and kind of get as many people interested and on this journey as possible. So again, I'd love to thank Griff and Dan for this opportunity, and yeah, good stuff, guys.
Nice. Does anyone have any questions for? Can you introduce yourself? Actually,
yeah. So Jugad, just Jugad.
Perfect.
Just first name. Yeah.
Jugad. Does anyone have any questions for Jugad?
What's the time investment for participants? Is it like
sorry?
a full day? What's the time investment for participants? Is it like
so,
an hour a day or like 5 hours?
We're looking at between 8 to 10 hours of commitment, but like only about half of that will be like synchronous teaching. Most of this will be like work to do on your own. So I would say between 8 to 10 hours a week and around 4 hours of sessions. That's what we have got planned for now, but we're also kind of taking on board feedback through the questionnaire,
if there is a drastic difference in what the participants are expecting, then we can of course alter that. We're still in that process of kind of finalizing that, but this is what we've scheduled for now.
Okay, thank you.
How many weeks do you imagine the program will be?
So the current design is for it to be about between 8 to 9 weeks. With I would say the last 4 weeks being the most interesting, like on project part of the program. And this is of course even more interesting because Giveth gets to bring their projects on board. We're bringing some of our projects on board, like some of our clients directly on board for these projects. And it becomes really interesting because participants get to kind of not only talk about the journey through like certain sessions, but actually start working on these programs, like actually model for the clients. And which is why we truly believe like token engineers have to go through this journey to actually be successful at what they're trying to do.
I also have a question. How many people do you plan to have on the cohort? And like, if we went for the gold sponsorship, how many people could we get in from Giveth?
Yeah, so the idea is to have about, of course, this is the first cohort, right? So a lot of what we're trying to do is also experimental. But the idea is to have 15 to 20 trained token engineers by the end of the cohort. So that is the eventual idea. When I spoke to Griff, the proposition was to get 2 to 3 people pushed internally through the boot camp itself. But of course, I'll be super interested to have like really interesting applications put through. And if the number is higher, it's only better.
Do you know how much you're expecting the gold sponsorship to cost?
Yeah, so the gold sponsorship is going to cost $100K. Yeah.
And are there other levels that are also worth mentioning?
There are 4 levels. I'll be happy to kind of put that through like a community post. I believe I had about 5 minutes today, so I kind of shortened all of that. I'd love to have put all that information. So I'll send a link through, and there are 4 levels of sponsorship, and they offer different things.
Okay, cool. Is gold the top, or is there one more?
Gold is the second.
Gold is the second. Nice.
Yeah.
And if there
the top was I believe blue, which was a 250K. And a lot of the features and the benefits were kind of amplified. So you get like instead of two people that you get to push through internally, you get to push 4 or 5 people through. And instead of proposing 1 or 2 projects onto the capstone, you get to be kind of on like directly working with the curriculum development and kind of get 4 projects through. Most of the projects that we're doing on the bootcamp would then be the one that the blue sponsor is suggesting, things like that.
I have another question. Are you thinking about giving out some kind of certificate for people so that they could, I don't know?
Yeah, so they're going to be POAPs
with it, and you know.
Yeah, so they're going to be POAPs through the program and a certificate at the end of it. And we're also, the idea is also to kind of assimilate them into the ecosystem and to the community. So this is not, I would say, not just for like absolute beginners into the token engineering world, but also intermediate sort of the intermediate level of token engineers. Try and get them assimilated into as many projects and as many communities as possible, so that once they do pass out of the cohort itself, it becomes an opportunity for them to kind of become token engineers. That's one path. And the other thing, the other path that we see this going is that sort of the students of the first cohort, of the second cohort, become mentors themselves in the subsequent cohorts. I think that's these 2 ideas become really, really, I mean, these are important, like they're very core to the idea of the bootcamp itself, I would say.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks.
Do you imagine that it will happen in August, or like when I know it's hard to predict exactly when it will start, but Can you give a range or anything?
So we've had the sign up form live now for about 10 days, I would say. So one of the good suggestions that you had actually given us, Griff, was to have it live for about a month or so, between 3 to 4 weeks. So I suppose that we should have it live for another 3 weeks or so, just to get the best quality of applicants possible, and about a week or so to assess the applicants. So I would say the end of June is somewhere we should be targeting to kind of get started. I think we're all set to do that.
Damn. Sounds like it'll conflict with Burning Man.
Oh.
And can you explain like how, like, let's say that we are gold sponsor and we are like, hey, we'd love for the students to look at Give Power and model the boosting and model other things. Like how do you imagine that? What do you imagine that looking like?
I mean, in terms of just the deployment of the resources itself, I would say that that's open to discussion. Like a lot of what we're trying to, like, we've got a certain structure of what we want to do with the funding itself. But of course, I would say in terms of just how it's going to be used, that could be up for discussion. Like once a vote passes through, like my understanding was that if it were to go through, those were points that we could still discuss. But in terms of just how we have decided to kind of divide the funds that we get for curriculum development, we've got a certain structure. So some of it is just for course development. So mentors get a big chunk of all the time that they've put in. Some of it is for like just marketing of the event. And we also plan to have a big chunk for the participants themselves, because if we're asking for a commitment from them, and we don't want this to be kind of like an amateurish approach to learning. So if participants are being rewarded, which is going to be at the core of just the deployment of the resources themselves, I think that could be. And beyond that, I think just the specifics and logistics of that could be moved around and discussed further. That's something that we could discuss with the sponsor.
That's cool. I was more meaning like, you know, if we take on the sponsorship and we're like, hey, you said that we can kind of influence the curriculum. Like if we have like the augmented bonding curve, or we have some kind of like, hey, can we model the give back system or the give power system? Like, how do you imagine us getting the Giveth projects into the curriculum so that the students play with it?
I think the idea there is that we've currently modeled around two projects that we have on our own. So we've taken those projects and we've kind of brought them. So initially the idea was to do just like a basic education and use the last 2 weeks for to put people deep dives into the projects themselves and just get them to work around it, get a mentor on board, get them to do all of that. But now what we've done is we switched to a sort of like a more like a design thinking approach, where we talk off the projects first and then allow some of the academic education around how DeFi works and things like that, how smart contracts can be deployed and things like that. So if Giveth was to come on as a gold sponsor, we could have you or one of the other mentors come and talk off the project at the very beginning, at the first week of the program itself, and then we continue with our education, and then we get them to work on the projects or on the ideas, on like an SOW of the idea at the last. So in the last 3 to 4 weeks, and then that could either be a one-on-one mentor approach, which depends on your availability, or it could be something that we could take them through. So again, it depends on what is the most, like, what you're most comfortable with. But if you were to give us enough knowledge transfer, I think that's something that we could take on, or we could also have somebody kind of drop in for like special sessions and things like that, just to take them through all of that stuff.
That is so cool. Yeah, sorry for throwing all the hard questions.
No, that's fun.
You got like the incredible presentation, and thank you so much for all this work with the refi thing. So the big question is, when forum post?
Yeah, so as soon as possible, I'll do it right after this. Not a problem at all.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Jugad, and thank you, Dan, for bringing Jugad in, and thank you all for coming to our community call, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Griff. Thank you, everyone. See you. Bye.